Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and I welcome all of you back to a very sort of somber occasion for this rage video. Or perhaps I should rather be doing this instead. Because a few days ago, ladies and gentlemen, we lost one of the original members of ECW. Jerome Young, otherwise known in the ring as New Jack, the original gangster. Now, without wanting to go too deep into Jerome's life, it's fair to say, for those who know, Jerome led a life that could only best be described as violent from beginning to end, fueled by nothing but trauma, cocaine, vodka, and an utter respect for wrestling, and utter contempt for those who saw it as a joke. I'm pretty sure wherever Jerome Young is right now, if Eric Koulos is up there as well, I don't particularly think that's could be described as a match made in heaven. I'd be nervous as well. You know what? In my mind, ladies and gentlemen, I've just apologized to New Jack, and I haven't even done anything. That's just... You know, I saw a few of New Jack's matches in that beef about a few months ago, and I must be honest, ladies and gentlemen, like, I consider myself to have quite a high tolerance for pain nowadays. Like, for example, like earlier today, because I don't like go chew when I sneeze, I kind of like hold it in, which is like really, really bad because it can cause like, you know, like blood clots, or it causes like, you know, nerves and that to go haywire. I did like that, and I felt like I just got hit by lightning. Like my shoulder all the way down to my fingers on both sides hurt. My back, well, my back's really been sort of like in agony all day long. And but it's the sort of thing that attacks your nerves, and it can leave you like living in hell. But I don't even think that comes even close to the life of New Jack. New Jack not only knew violence, he knew how to grow soft at it. Even when he was jumping off 15-foot balconies, or when he was tasing people, or slicing people, or throwing them off 30-foot high scaffoldings. And even... Was there actual truth in what Jim Cornette said about New Jack being a bounty hunter before he got into Smoky Mountain Wrestling? I wouldn't necessarily put it past New Jack, because New Jack looks like the sort of person who you would believe every single word he said, because if you call him a liar, well, I think it's sort of like... I think New Jack would kind of let people live if even some people were a little bit skeptical about the life he lived. Unlike Haku. Haku would show absolutely no mercy. Like, the stories about that are true. Now, getting back on track, because I just sort of, like, ranted on for, like, the last 5 minutes about what I thought about Jerome Young and how sad his passing was, and a lot of people will be talking about for weeks afterwards. Just like when John Huber passed away 5.5 months ago, people are still reeling from his death still, as especially Bray Wyatt. But what I found quite interesting, ladies and gentlemen, just for this video, is that we are going to be taking a look at the introduction music that New Jack, as well as his tag team partner Mustafa Saeed, used. I think Mustafa Saeed is... Actually, I think he's still alive to this day, which is kind of remarkable when you think about it, because Mustafa, kind of a bit like New Jack, he gave as much as he got, and Saeed was on the receiving end of a lot of violence as well, including an unparalleled addiction to smoking just about anything he could fit into a blunt, up to and not including just shit he found growing on the side of a building. And then, of course, you've got guys like D'Lo Brown, who are also part of the Gangsters, but sort of moved on to WWE, as among other things. But this was the music that they used when New Jack and Saeed arrived in ECW in '95, I think. And then they used this song, Natural Born Killers, between '96 and 2001. Now, what's very interesting, ladies and gentlemen, is one rumour I have heard about this song. When Ice Cube and Dr. Dre wrote this, and I don't necessarily know whether or not New Jack asked them to do this, or whether or not Paul Heyman asked them to do this, or, I don't know, anyone working for ECW. Tommy Dreamer, The Sandman, Axel Rotten, Shane Douglas, Balls Mahoney. I don't know if anybody involved asked them. Jazz, possibly, I don't know. But apparently they wrote this, and they were going to get in contact with ECW in Atlanta or Philadelphia or wherever it was they were filming that week. And they were going to, apparently they were so Ice Cube and Dre were so scared of New Jack, they decided, you know what, just keep it. Now that's just a rumor I have heard. I'm not confirming that story. But then again, I wouldn't exactly disbelieve it, because I've seen just about enough of New Jack to realize that even if there are some things about his life that I still find a bit hard to believe, I think it's just because it's so unbelievably violent and almost horribly exaggerated that I have no reason to disbelieve it, because it's so beastly and awful. But then again, violence, I suppose, makes violence. But with all that being said and done, now, usually I have sort of like a new rule when it comes to me doing rap songs, is that I do my absolute hardest just to hang on to every word, because I'm a lyric sort of person, and rap is... If rap does not have good bars or lyrics, then it's kind of like having a planet with no air. Nothing is going to live and everything is going to die. So it's probably a good bet that we have Dre and Ice Cube involved in this. So let's see what we get. So this one is for you, New Jack. Just saying that right now. So let's see how you earned the name as the Natural Born Killers. So if you guys want to check out the original video for yourselves, links will all be in the description. I really should get an ECW shirt, or maybe just a one of New Jack. I might look into that. So let's begin. Natural Born Killers in 3, 2, 1, and...
To the mind of a maniac, doomed to be a killer since I came out the nutsack. I'm in a murderous mind state with a heart full of terror. I see the devil in the mirror. Buck, lights out. Cause when I grab my sword off, niggas get hauled off. Barrel 1, touch your motherfucking flesh. Barrel 2, touch your fucking heart at your chest. You see, I'm quick to let the hammer go click. On my Tech 9, so if you try to wreck mine, foolish your bedtime. Feel the blast from the chocolate bomber. Infrared aimed at your head like your name was Sarah Connor. Decapitation, I ain't hesitating to put you in a funeral home with a bullet in your dome. I'm hot like lava. You got a problem? I got a problem solver, and his name is Revolver. It's like a deadly game of freeze tag. I touch you with the 44 mag, and you're frozen inside a body bag. Nobody iller than his graveyard filler, cap pillar. Cause I'm a natural born killer. Terror illustrates my era. Now I can't hang around my mama cause I scare her. I want the blast, motherfucker. Yeah, what's up? It feels like I'm busting a nut when I open you up. Cause your body is exposed to the midnight mist. All weak motherfuckers give my ring a kiss. Cause I'm giving dirt naps. Coming with them dumb ass raps to make your lungs collapse. Perhaps you never sleep, cause every time you doze, you catch blows to the motherfucking nose. Ain't seen the sun in 67 made a whole state. But I'm down with Drake like AC is down with OJ. So fuck how you living. I'm the unforgiving, psycho-driven murderer. It's organic, don't panic, I can't stand it. God damn it, schizophrenic. So fuck Charlie Manson. I snatch him out his truck, hit him with a brick, and I'm dancing.
Mass murderer, natural born killer, and I don't wanna die. I don't wanna die. I don't wanna
I don't understand the logic in my dreams, but I understand I like the sounds of sirens. Terrified screams from the strings of strychnine. Dumping on any motherfucker trying to trick mine. Cause punk motherfuckers wanna violate. Now they stiffin' cold and their peoples won't dilate. It's so much pain, migraine, headache. I can hear his bones break. He steps in a single door. Got his ass whipped with 20 lashes like they do up in Singapore. So I'ma pull a fucking Jeffrey Dahmer. Now he's suicidal, just like Nirvana. Tick tock, tock, tick tock, tick. Dr. Dre and Ice Cube on some murder and shit. Keeping niggas in order, making their life shorter. Ready to slaughter, cause to me a life ain't worth a quarter or a dime. Mushrooms got my mind hallucinating, ain't no debating. I'm creating an escape route to be out without a doubt. Scot free, so don't even think about trying to stop me. Cause I can't wait, I'm out the gate on a gorilla. A thriller from a natural born killer. They call me Dada. 6 million ways to murder. Choose one, lose one soul. Body turns cold. Natural fight from niggas going bump in the night. Should I pill him? Should I pill her? Am I iller? Then a natural born killer. Should I pill him? Should I pill her? Am I iller? Then a natural born killer. Should I pill him? Should I pill her? Am I iller? Then a natural born killer. Should I pill him? Should I pill her? Am I iller? Then a natural born killer.
That was hard, ladies and gentlemen. That was natural born killers. They should have just made New Jack the 9th member of the NWA, because oh my god, just what was it? I feel like busting a nut when I open you up. Jesus Christ, they don't just exhibit violence, they love every single second. When your flesh gets exposed to the midnight mist, journey with me to the mind of a maniac, born to be a killer when I came out the nutsack. Jesus fuck, I'm starting to get the impression right now, because listen, it's not necessarily, this isn't really the first time Dre and Ice Cube have ever wrote a rap song about, violence or anything like that, but I wouldn't at all be surprised if New Jack gave them some kind of pointers, because to be honest, I think New Jack embraced the idea that he is the original menace to society. I've been wanting to see that movie for years. I'm gonna have to look into it at some point, but good lord. But you know what? Why I think also, I just think of this song. This song goes hard. It clicked. I knew exactly what it was all about, and this was just what New Jack did pretty much every single day. He was exposed to violence all of his life, so he fought against it and fought back at it. And when all is said and done, ladies and gentlemen, throughout all of his controversies, despite of all the proposed court cases, despite all of the violence, and probably some of the bad publicity he gave to Thunder Wrestling Federation and MWW and all that, I would not, in my wildest dreams, confront New Jack and say that I thought he was absolute garbage. Never ever do that to someone who is an ECW star. Don't do that against guys like Rhino, the Dudley Boys, Taz. You just don't do that to, veterans like them. There's just no way you do that. Sabu, Taz, Rob Van Dam, you just don't do it. And I gotta say right now, I could get that beat stuck in my head. Also, one more thing I heard about this. Isn't it true that apparently the gangsters, they just went out to fight and they just played this music continuously because they sort of like wanted to make sort of like a montage out of New Jack and Saeed. I'll tell you what, even though I probably won't be able to show it, let me just I'm just going to do a quick question because I want to see if this is true. Like, I probably won't be able to show this because of the violence, but this is apparently from 96 when they fought the Eliminators for the World Tag Team Championship. Oh god, they've got the weapons and the music is playing. Yep, they really did do it. They haven't even like taken the belt off, so that's just fantastic. Is that Matt? No, I thought that was like Matt Bloom. Like if you saw like New Jack came out, he had like the trash can and he threw the entire weapons into the ring and oh god, New Jack's got a deep pish pizza frying pan. Yeah, just I'll bear this in mind, ladies and gentlemen, because New Jack, I have to literally I salute you, good sir, because there is nothing you could ever do, nothing that could ever change in my mind that you went out there and you just straight up did your job to beat the living hell out of people. And I don't particularly think there's anybody who did it quite like New Jack. And I don't think there's going to be anybody who will ever forget the sort of things that New Jack did. So you know what? You've more than earned the title of the Natural Born Killer. Farewell, my friends. Farewell. Rest in peace, Jerome Young.